So I want to talk a little bit about the FIFA World Cup, which is starting today in the United States. Now, President Trump has talked a lot about the 250th anniversary and also making sure that he got the Olympics and the FIFA World Cup. Now, arguably, the FIFA World Cup is the biggest sporting event globally. And so in this video, I want to quickly review some of the things that has come up in relation to Trump and the World Cup, as well as what it means for this next month. There's a lot to be careful with and a lot to look forward to. So we'll talk about some updates and just some interesting news that's being tossed around. So let's get into it. So I want to start with the earliest recognition, so to speak, publicly with President Trump and the World Cup from last year, which was around March of 2025. We're at the White House Digital Asset Summit. Gianni, the head of the FIFA, came and just made some words because there was that World Cup, the Club World Cup that happened in the U.S., for which Chelsea from England had won. And one of the more notable things that was mentioned here was the FIFA coin and then the presentation of this trophy. Now, the trophy, I'm not going to get into too much, but a lot of people have been going down certain rabbit holes in terms of conspiracy, the resemblance to the Ophanim angel, which is ascribed in the book of Ezekiel, where it looks like a bunch of eyes in this encircling sort of thing. And then others talking about Project Looking Glass, among other things. Now, the group stage will last 17 days, and this has been highly publicized. And that's interesting because we know 17 equals Q. I'm not saying there's anything there. It could just be coincidence, but Trump has been putting a lot of emphasis on this event since taking office last year. And for the first time this year since 2024, and notably in absence during President Trump's first term, the champions of MLS had visited the White House in a recognition ceremony. And here, notably, he mentioned the FIFA World Cup, the Olympics, and the 250th anniversary. And the club team that won here, Inter Miami, where Lionel Messi is playing, was recognized and also emphasizing how important the growth of football or soccer in the American sort of terminology is for the country. Gunther here says that the FIFA World Cup is bringing the entire world straight to America. And the best part, fans and players from every corner of the globe are lining up, hoping to catch a glimpse of President Trump. Nothing says making the American experience legendary like seeing the greatest president of our lifetime during the biggest sporting event on earth. This is what winning looks like, folks. America is back. And for anyone having doubts with the FIFA president and the relationship, because a lot of media has been throwing shade around it, he did a recent press conference saying that we have a great relationship together. I'm happy to talk about it. Without his engagement and his involvement, I would think it would not have been possible or impossible simply to organize the World Cup in the United States. And much of the mainstream media has been basically making it look like he's submitting or, meaning Gianni to President Trump. Here, the man staging the biggest World Cup in history for an audience of one, saying that the FIFA president has come under fire for their relationship. But so far, a lot of it has been smooth. And multiple times, President Trump, including at this ceremony, has talked about the ticket sales being good and record-breaking. One of the most notable sort of controversies during one of the press conference briefings was a question about replacing Italy with Iran, who is also in the World Cup. And at that time, people were going crazy about it because they didn't understand that it wasn't Trump suggesting this, but just this rumor that came out of nowhere, and he clarified this.
Can I ask you a FIFA question, sir? What do you think of this idea of replacing Iran with Italy in the World Cup?
I don't think about it too much.
Okay.
That's an interesting question. Let me give it. You know what? Let me give that a little thought. That's a great. Is that what they're doing? They're thinking about replacing him?
Apparently, it's a proposal.
Let Marco make his policy.
Marco, could you make a statement on that, please? What do you think of?
There's nothing from the U.S. has told them they can't come. I mean, the problem with Iran, it would be not their athletes. It would be some of the other people that we want to bring with them, some of whom have ties to the IRGC. We may not be able to let them in, but not the athletes themselves. But I don't know where that's coming from, other than speculation that Iran may decide not to come, and then Italy would fill their spot. But if they decide not to come on their own, it's because they decided not to come. What they can't bring is a bunch of IRGC terrorists into our country and pretend that they're journalists and athletic trainers.
Sir, is the government going
We
to
would
buy?
not want to affect the athletes.
So again, it's very clear their delineation of the IRGC versus the Iranians and the Iranian people. And I've shared this before, post 1112. I don't want to sound too pessimistic here, but it says, stay alert in main U.S. cities, D.C., sporting events, and other conservative gatherings. More false flags imminent. Now, I believe that President Trump is doing his best and will allow the safety and the continuity of the FIFA World Cup to go without issue. But just know we are still in a big war, white hat versus black hat, cabal, deep state, or whatever versus Trump and the team. So I think that over the next month, there's going to be a lot going on with regards to this battle, and who knows what will happen. We're praying for the safety of everything. But at the same time, a lot will be exposed. The world, the stage, the eyes of the world will be on the U.S., not only just in sports, but also with the conclusion of this whole war stuff, other details, markets, oil, everything. And I think it's going to be a time of big D-class, of the truth coming out, and maybe more operations. The takedown, the removal, prosecution, whatever you want to call it, of the deep state. So let's see what happens. I personally am a fan of the World Cup. I'll be watching certain things, highlights myself. But again, anything good, neutral, and fruitful can be turned by Satan the devil for evil means. So be very careful, stay prayed up, and enjoy this season. Let me know if I missed anything down in the comments below. Would love to know your thoughts. And again, we're trying to meet our goal for this month, guys. You guys know I'm listener support. If you guys want to support me, all the information is down below in the description, giftsandgo.com/chrisyoonyt. Also have PayPal, Zelle, Venmo. Love you guys. Talk to you guys very soon.